With A Nightmare on Elm Street announced for 4K, will the sequels also be coming out soon? Well, let's talk about it. In today's physical media news topic video, we talk about the details on the recent announcement of A Nightmare on Elm Street coming to 4K for its 40th anniversary. And then, of course, we talk about the potential for the sequels of the franchise coming to 4K. And then, of course, we talk about if we should be picking up this title day one. So let's get into it. But first, if you love collecting physical media just like me and talking them horror movies, go ahead and slash that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. And stab in the comments below, what do you think of a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise? And are you excited? But first, slicing into some of the details for this 4K release, we got a Nightmare on Elm Street finally here to ultra high definition. As a horror community, we've been waiting on this one a long, long time because every horror fan usually loves A Nightmare on Elm Street, at least the original one, of course, and then varying degrees on the rest of the franchise, I'm sure. But finally, we're getting the first movie to 4K announced from Warner Brothers, and this is going to be great. I love classic horror movies in the ultra high definition format. You put HDR in there, you got some awesome soundtrack, and it's just going to sound and look amazing. Just the colors are going to pop. You know, all the details on Freddy Krueger's face. You're going to be able to see all that melted skin right there, of course. And then the red little Christmas sweater. Ooh, that's going to pop with that HDR in there and all the night scenes and just those deep darks in there. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's going to look so good in 4K. This is like the perfect horror movie for 4K in my opinion, just because it's so fantastical in nature that a lot of scenes are just going to look so amazing with that upgraded quality. I can't wait to see all the details in the background. Oh, it's going to be so, so good. So we are getting some special features listed here. Now, I don't know if these are new special features or if they're just, ported over from some other releases, but looks like there's commentaries, featurettes in there. So if you've never seen a Nightmare on Elm Street disc before, at least there's a good chunk of stuff to go through the first time, if anything. So it does look like there's something to all this with the 4K and Blu-ray here, but I'm just excited because, like I said, we've been waiting on this one for the longest time. The community has been championing this one to get to the 4K format. And at one point, I didn't think we were going to get this one because I know Scream Factory was working on it, wanting to get a deal from Warner to have a boutique label release, and that didn't look like it was gaining any steam. They were keep being denied. And then finally, I guess Warner Brothers just said, okay, we're the studio behind this. Let's just do a release for it. And hopefully they do a good job. Of course, a boutique label, would have probably done even better, but maybe Warner Brothers can still do pretty decent on this one. Give us a cool like steelbook or slip cover. I don't know everything that's specifically announced yet for this one, but hopefully there's a few different options there. And then I believe this one is coming out soon. It's predicted sometime this summer, whatever that means. I don't think we got a concrete date yet, but hopefully it's sooner rather than later. All right, so talking about this franchise going forward, are we going to get these sequels all to 4K? What is Warner Brothers' approach going to be? And this is all completely speculation. You have no concrete details or official announcements. Sorry, no exclusives on this one. But let's just guess. Are we going to get the sequels at some point? Well, of course, we got to get the sequels. It's going to sell that first one like hotcakes. Every horror fan is going to be picking that one up. I'm sure that the other horror franchises sold a lot when they released the 4K, like Halloween and Friday the 13th. So why not A Nightmare on Elm Street? It's a beloved one. So I bet you not only the first one will sell like hotcakes, but also the sequels. Now, is Warner Brothers' strategy going to be to kind of stagger release it, maybe every year, or hopefully not every year? That'll take a long time to get this whole franchise. Could they do every 6 months, maybe? I don't know, maybe every 3 months. You maybe don't want them all at the same time because then that would cost a lot of money to pick them all up. But we'll have to see what they're going to do with that. Now, I personally would have loved a box set, like a really nice box set with all of them on 4K, which we still might get that. I don't know if they would stack the disc, if they would be separate cases. It's not a boutique label release at this point, so I doubt that they would be separate cases. I'm pretty sure they would just stack them together, unfortunately. But hey, if I could get those 4Ks at a slightly cheaper price later on by waiting, that is a possibility there. But I think the most likely is they're going to first do the single releases. Like I said, they're probably going to stagger it every 6 months or every year until they're done with the whole franchise. I think they're going to go through all the sequels. I bet you they'll even, do the new one as well, even though that one probably isn't that popular. I'm sure people would still pick it up just to have it look, nice on the shelf with the whole entire other rest of the franchise. So I think every single sequel in here would sell. Like I said, there's varying degrees of love for each of these movies. Everybody has their different sequel favorites. Some people really like the third one. Some people I've even heard like the sixth one, or Wes Craven's A New Nightmare. So there's plenty of them in here for everybody to kind of pick and choose, I guess. But I don't know, if you're a fan, you might be just picking up every single one here because I mean, it would look weird on the shelf, right? If you missed one. So I think that's their strategy. Let's get the collectors to pick up every single solo release, and then I bet you they would do kind of a collection box set with all of them. Like, oh my gosh, they want to milk that money from and Fred heads out there. But hey, they're a business. They got to do what they got to do. But I think that's probably what their strategy is going to be. Let's see. First, this first one sell a lot because first one's going to sell a lot. I doubt it's going to crash and burn there. But then let's start staggering those releases, get this whole franchise out. And then who knows, maybe in the future, after Warner Brother has collected all the money they thought they could from this franchise, maybe, a couple decades down the line, they'll give it to a boutique label like Scream Factory to do their own treatment of it. You never know. Weirder things have happened out there. But now let's talk about, am I going to be picking this one up day one? Well, right now, I don't think so. Even though I absolutely love the movie, like I said, one of my favorite horror franchises of all time, the subgenre of slashers is my favorite horror go-to movies. I just don't need this one on 4K right away. Why do I say that? Well, because I did recently pick up, I gave in and I bought this Blu-ray set before of these 4K announcement was made. And I'm like, dang, I just got the Blu-rays. I'm enjoying those, of course. Do I need this 4K right away? Even though I'm sure the 4K is going to look great, I bet you it's going to look so good. Do I need it day one? Do I need to pre-order it? Now, if they had an amazing Steelbook edition and the artwork blew me away, then maybe that would tempt me. That would tempt me. But if it's just a slipcover standard studio release, I bet you it will drop in price eventually. I got the Blu-ray so I can watch the movie. Yes, the 4K I'm sure would be nice, but I can wait on it to get a discount in the future, or even so, wait until a collection box set comes out with all the sequels. Like I said, that's going to take probably years and years to get all the sequels right there, but just to kind of save money and get them all in 4K at one time instead of having to get every single solo release, because that price is just going to add. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of Freddy movies right there, right? Oh my, there's what, 8 of them? Ooh, imagine, and with inflation and 4K prices these days, if they're going to be charging, they're close to 30 something bucks for all of these, or maybe even more. I don't know what they're going to do with this. Ooh, that would be a lot for each solo movie. I gotta wait on these. I gotta wait for them to get discounts. I cannot pick them up day one. And once again, studio releases, right? These aren't boutique label style. It's not going to be as limited as a boutique label would probably be. And I think they will make more because more and more people will always want to pick this one up for their collection. It's that popular of a horror franchise. So I'm not gonna put the pre-order in. I'm not gonna rush out day one to pick this one up. I'm gonna wait for a discount, even though I'm sure it's going to be great. But those are just my thoughts right now. But now it's your guys' turns. Go ahead and stab in the comments below your thoughts on a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Are you gonna be picking up any of these 4Ks? Are you a massive fan? We'll have those fun movie discussions down below. If you haven't already, go ahead and mega slash that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. Of course, you'll love this physical media topic video. Go ahead and mega stab into the next one right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.